Hey homesteaders, it's the Camacho Homestead here, and I thought I would just show you a little bit of a project that I've been working on. So these are some genuine sheepskin leather booties, slippers that I just got for Christmas. Thanks, Mom. And they replace a long line of sheepskin booties that I tend to wear. My feet are cold all the time, even in summer. And so I found that these type of booties keep my feet the warmest most often. And yes, I do have socks on underneath. And the cool thing about sheepskin, well, there's a couple of cool things. One, it's super warm. It's super soft and fuzzy. And it also is antimicrobial. So it actually helps keep out bacterias and odors. You can wash it, clean it, brush it. And it's really nice. It feels really nice, and as long as you're not allergic to sheep, it's really nice on your skin. Also, most of these booties, they have more sheepskin than you think. And if I roll these cuffs up, I can make my feet a little warmer. But I wanted to show you this. These booties are basically made out of 3 pieces of sheepskin. This one comes all the way around to the front and around to the back, and then of course it's the same on the side. And then the insole of the slipper, there's a bottom piece of sheepskin down there. Now, when my old booties wore out, my very first pair, they had a rubber sole on the bottom, and I completely wore through the entire thing, and they had to go. So I saved these pieces of sheepskin. I just ripped the seams out. I tore off the rubber sole, and I had essentially 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of sheepskin, and I wanted to reuse it. So this is a just one piece. This is part of a piece of one of those sheepskins that I saved. Or maybe this is the back. This must be the back. So here's the seam running down the middle, which would be this back seam here. And then it came forward, and I cut off the toe because that's the narrow part, and it was the more worn part. The back of the slipper, at least on my feet, is really not worn at all. The toe had more kind of bald spots in the fur that my feet had really rubbed against. But really, this whole back portion, and then this would have been the cuff that would have flipped over, is really unused. And you can see, even on my slippers, I'm not using this part. I'm really not. And if I was, it'd be either going against my sock or against my pants. So really, this stays pretty clean, as long as I don't dump some tomato sauce on it or something. And it's totally reusable. So what I'm making this piece out of, or for, I am actually sewing some Velcro. I'm just hand stitching some Velcro on here, and this will fold over like that. I will cut off the excess when I'm all done, and it's going to be a shoulder strap for my seatbelt. So as soon as I'm done sewing the Velcro on here, I'm gonna go to my car and measure it, and it should be able to Velcro around the seatbelt strap and be a nice soft landing for my seatbelt. I drive around a lot around the city, so this will be really nice to have. I have a leather jacket that I really like, and I use when I'm going out to work, and so this will be nice and soft against the leather, so the seatbelt won't kind of be tearing into the jacket. So I'm really excited for this project. The first project that I made from those old slippers was a scarf, and like I said, my feet get cold, but also I just am cold a lot. So I made this scarf. I honestly haven't worn it a lot because I live here in Western Oregon and it doesn't get that cold. I mean, let's be honest, not very often. But what I did was I sewed together 2 pieces of sheepskin from the slippers, and then I cut out a length of material for the scarf. I bind it around the edge, and then I just slip stitched the fleece onto the scarf material. So here is the scarf. I just used this piece of scrap sort of fleece This is kind of a charcoal gray, and I bought this little binding fabric to line it. That was just so nothing frayed or anything. And then I just, like I said, I just slip stitched this piece of wool fleece on here. And I'll show you what it looks like when I put it on. So here I've got my fleece scarf. And again, this part was the top of the cuff of the boot, of the booty slipper. So it kind of folds over naturally like that. And then you can just tie it in front like that. Or I could do the whole wraparound business, tuck it in the back, or I could have made the scarf longer to come back around, tie in the front, but that gets pretty bulky pretty fast. And this really does the trick. Or I can flip it up if it's like Arctic chill. And then I'm set. So I love this thing. I actually wish I lived in a slightly colder climate so I could wear it more often, because it's so comfortable and it feels so nice on my skin. So those are some projects I've made with recycled sheepskin booties. And also I've got some of these little scraps of fabric or wool left over. And I found that they make really good furniture pads. Like if you have furniture that maybe you slide often, not like a chair, like a kitchen chair, but if you tend to slide your couch or rearrange your furniture a lot, or a coffee table that tends to move, I don't know. Or maybe you just don't want to use these little felties that you can buy at the store. We have hardwood floors, and I think the sheep skin, if I put it fluffy side down and then the furniture can sit on the leather part, everything seems to be happy so far. So I've been doing that a little bit too. I really like sheepskin products, not only because they're durable, as you can see. I mean, I'm reusing and reusing this product, and it's fine. It can withstand time and use. I also like that sheepskin is a byproduct of the meat industry, actually. They don't kill sheep for their wool. It's because meat is being consumed, so it's not like I feel like we're going to be totally eradicated of sheep anytime soon. But I also really like the antibacterial qualities that it has and the sort of natural feel. There are different ways to tan a hide, so if you're concerned about animal product or chemicals being on the animal product, you can try to see if you can source your wool from a place that uses certain tanning methods that are more earth-friendly than others. But other than that, I am really in love with sheep products right now, and I just wanted to share with you how we've been upcycling and reusing. So homesteaders, you can make it with very minimal sewing skills and be nice and warm and cozy for the winter. See you later.